What's topping that list now? So let's start off there first. So this is the big story. I mean, this is what everybody is talking to at the moment, and obviously Roman and Chelsea go together as well. Roman Abramovich has confirmed he is selling Chelsea Football Club, with all the net proceeds from the sale that are going to be donated to the victims of the war in the Ukraine. So that's the story. Roman Abramovich selling Chelsea, and I suppose they say that the sale of the club will not be fast-tracked, but will follow due process. In a statement, Roman said that that I will not be asking for any loans to be repaid. Abramovich is owed £1.5 billion by Chelsea after buying the club in a £140 million deal in 2003. But he says he will not ask for any of that loan to be repaid. He says this has never been about business or money, but more about passion for the game and the club. So this is just to quote what he's saying. Moreover, I've instructed my team to set up a charitable foundation where all net proceeds from the sale will be donated. So that's what's happened. So yeah, that's Chelsea for you. And we'll have to wait and see with their performance and how everything goes with all of this happening in the background. So lots happening at Chelsea Football Club at the moment, and that's what everybody is speaking to. So those are really the big ones, Roman and Chelsea. BRICS. This is also a big one. Now, you do know that South Africa is part of BRICS. Who else is part of BRICS? As you know, it's Brazil, it's Russia, it's China, it's India, and then, of course, South Africa. And, you know, this is where we sort of have these ties with Russia in here. So the only country, Brazil, is the only BRICS country that voted in favor of the resolution. Now, that was that UN resolution, that very important one, where it was historic that 141 countries voted saying that they are not in favor of what is happening in Russia and it must stop. Brazil voted, but that was the only country that did. South Africa abstained. It didn't vote. So that was a big one. Of course, Russia voted no in that one. So it really is quite a big one for the BRICS nations as well. So a lot of people talking about where does BRICS fit into all of this now, and where does South Africa fit into all of that. So it's quite a big one, but we'll be talking a little bit more about what happens, and this is something that we'll be following very closely, our relations with Russia due to the BRICS, the whole BRICS agreement. All right, the next trending topic now, Russia Today. I don't know if you noticed, but that was something that happened yesterday, that there is no longer the Russia Today TV channel that is broadcast usually on MultiChoice. It's on DSTV. I even saw whatever channel it was. I think it's channel 407 or something like that. That was trending just a couple of minutes ago. People talking about, yeah, channel 407. MultiChoice have basically said, in a nutshell, that as of today, that was the 2nd of March 2022, Russia Today shall not be carried on the DSTV platform until further notice. Sanctions imposed on Russia by the European Union has led to the global distributor of the channel ceasing to provide the broadcast feed to all suppliers, and that includes MultiChoice. So that's it. Russia Today no longer. I don't know if you were watching it at all during the coverage of this, the Ukraine-Russia saga. Well, I certainly was. I was watching it. It was quite interesting, actually, to get two different, very differing perspectives. So, yeah, it's gone now. In fact, I even had a quick look in to see if the Twitter account is still there, because apparently the European Union has also pulled down the Twitter feed of Russia Today. It's no longer allowed to be there. But here in South Africa, I see that it is still up. So if you do follow them, it's still happening. Russia Today is out there. But yeah, people then bringing up the question of media freedom, and are we allowed to still have these kind of things happening in this day and age? Well, it appears that we are. So there we go. That's it. Russia Today, no more being broadcast in South Africa. Okay, on the MultiChoice platform, of course. And then at the South African Post Office. Now, this one, it shouldn't be funny, but it actually is quite funny. So the Post Office puts out a tweet or a statement yesterday saying that the SA Post Office has suspended mail service to the Ukraine and Russia. Air mail remains available to 33 countries and surface mail to 51 countries. So they're saying customers who order items from their countries should include their cell number and their addresses. But the bottom line is that it's suspended now between the Ukraine and Russia. And that, of course, just brought a lot of humor out, because the question is, how are they going to know? Did anybody ever get post? When was the last time you got post anyway? And now, if you're expecting something from Russia or the Ukraine, forget about it. So that is why the post office is trending, and all the funny replies that have been coming thereafter have just been, I don't know, it just had me giggling. Maybe it isn't funny, but I found it quite funny that they have now suspended the post, but the reality is I don't think anybody knows this, because I think it's a global suspension, in case you haven't noticed. It just don't get post anyway. So, but thanks for being proactive. Thanks for putting out a press release. I think that was nice of you. Sorry if I've offended you, but it's the truth. All right, there you go. That's our trending topics for today. Now our question of the day, and an important question. We'd love you to weigh in on this one. So we spoke about it in Trends. The UN General Assembly overwhelmingly voted to condemn Russia's invasion of the Ukraine and demand its immediate withdrawal. That vote was 141 to 5. We've spoken about the five countries that voted against that. That was one of our top stories in the news, which of course was including of Russia, Belarus, Syria, North Korea and Eritrea. So that's the 5 countries that did that. But South Africa was part of a group of 35 countries that abstained. So South Africa and 34 other countries abstained. What is your view? Do you agree with South Africa abstaining? Or do you think this was a bad move? Good or bad move, and why? This is what we're asking you. So really looking forward to hearing your views and opinions on this one. So that's the question of the day. It's out there on social media. Please do write to us at Morning Live or at Leanne Manus. Looking forward to your responses.